Hey, how's it going? I'm Enrique, artist and illustrator. Today we're going to go over how to draw Kratos from God of War Ragnarok. Let's just hop right into it. I'm going to go over it in layers, so stick around. Let's get started. Okay, let's go over here and kind of go over kind of Kratos step by step. So let's do it. I'm going to start with this marker, and then I'm going to change over to like another pen. So I'm doing the first layer. So you want to layer your drawings kind of like a cake. So layer 1 is the framework. Then layer 2, we're going to put a piece of paper over it and do the details on it. You can do this as well. This is printer paper. Nothing special about this paper, okay? So let's go over here, and I'm going to draw just kind of a circle here for the head. Gonna pull like a straight line down, kind of for the center line of his head. Gonna go over here and find the shoulders. Gonna just draw through the form. Boom. Downward here for the torso. Got a pretty big torso. Downward over here, right? It's like a big flat piece of toast. Right there. Downward, downward. What I'm doing right now is I'm finding the placement so that I don't have to, think about that as I'm drawing the next stuff. You want to start drawing your stuff in basically kind of progression, so that you don't have to think about everything at once. You don't have to think about placement. You don't think about how big this is. You want to think about like placement first, then pretty much detail. You can always put another layer in there if you want. Down over here for the arm, going down the side, and the arm on this side. We can fill those arms out right there by throwing another line here and another line here, right, to give it a little bit of a 3D effect. He's going to be looking that direction, so I'm going to go over it. I'm going to draw the center line to his head, and he's going to be looking kind of like his eye line over here, and maybe find the maybe line over here to kind of where his beard is going to be, because his beard's going to be an extra add-on, like that. Curve down over here. He's going to be wearing, especially within Ragnarok, he wears this kind of like, I don't know, like bear fur thing going on his coat. So underneath, he has some straps going on, and we can kind of like draw that a bit, like right here. It's kind of like a strap going across. But again, this is not the detailed part of it. And what I'm doing here is, again, finding placement. I recommend you do the same thing. And then he's gonna have like a fur coat over here, which we can kind of draw in like a simple version of it. So up right here, something like that. There's gonna be something on his shoulder. All of these are notes that you take. Right? These notes are all for you to kind of take and figure out. He's going to be wearing a belt. So line across here for kind of the belt. And we'll go into other parts of that belt in the detailed area. Line right here. He's wearing kind of armored, a little bit of gauntlets that are going down there. Kind of a curve over here. And his hands are going to go off the page, so we're not really going to draw his hands. But do you kind of understand the simplistic view of this? Is like if you want to, like, let's find his eyes. Almost like glasses shapes for the whole eye socket. We want to find that whole eye socket there. Circle right here for the ear. Okay, so and then we'll fill it in. I'll fill it in just to kind of really show you where his face is going to be. So that's that simplified area right there where his eye's going to be. His nose is going to be about here, right, that line, and then his mouth is going to be somewhere around here, kind of define the beard. Right, we're finding all this stuff beforehand so that we don't have, like, again, placement. Okay, right on. So we have that as layer 1. Okay, I'm going to take this other piece of paper, and this is all printer paper. Remember, this is not special paper. You gotta layer your drawing like a cake. And now, this is regular piece of paper. I can see through this. You cannot, because it's on camera, but I can see through this a little bit enough so that I can just go in and just start, like, drawing into this, which is you know, without like, you know, making the eye too distant. That's kind of what you want. So let's kind of get started with this section. All right, let's kind of go into this kind of first level. So let's go into his eyes. Don't worry about what I'm using. I'm using just a thinner pen. This is a brush pen, but you can use a marker. You can use anything, but I want to get thin. So I would probably use like a micron, you know, any regular pen, like a ballpoint pen. Anything will work, even a pencil. I'm just doing this so it shows up on the page, and I just find it like soothing. So let's go in here and draw his eyes. I'm going to go into his eyes really quickly, and I'm going to go into that shape. I can already see where it's placed, so that does most of the work for me, because go down here for his eyebrow, pulling up, because most of what's happening to me is furrowing of the eyebrow is making this kind of angry look. So most of the hard stuff for me personally is where to place stuff. Like I do this like eye, and I'm like, man, I really like that eye. I thought I placed it really well, or not placed it. I thought I drew it really well, and then you find out it's, you know, when you start doing the rest of the drawing, it's like in the wrong place. And you have to erase it, or just start the drawing over. Line over here, the forehead. So I don't really like doing that. So that's why I do this layers drawing, right? Layer it like a cake method. I don't know what you call it. Maybe I can trademark that. I'm joking. Layer your drawings, for reals. It's so much easier. It makes things so much easier. Let's go over here into the eye area. Line up to the edge corner of the eye, pulling in for the top part of the eye. Down right there. Let's shape out the eyebrow by pulling it in there, and then just filling in that eyebrow. Just fill it in dark. There we go. Sweet. Don't forget, hit the subscribe, click the bell notification if you like learning to actually draw. Absolutely stick around. There's going to be a lot of different drawing methods I'm going to show. Don't forget also to check out the sketchingeasy.com. That's the main website, which I'm going to be putting full lessons on there very soon. Pulling up here, pull in. But if not, you can see all my courses on Skillshare. That's what they are so far. Curve in the eye. Right here, downward. So you got that pupil, iris and pupil. Line over here, up. Cool. Going over here, thickening out that eyebrow area. Pulling in here. Same thing, finding the eye on this side, the top of the eye. And then I'm connecting the eyebrow. On characters like this, you usually want to connect the eyebrow. It just gives it a really nice look. Not always, but in this case, I think it's a good idea. Line down, and then finding the pupil and iris kind of in one shot over here, because we don't want to draw the pupil separate from the iris really here because it's so small. Pulling down, curve over here, line right here. Line underneath the other eye real quick. Right on. Let's go over here and draw the nose. Goes pretty much downward. Hey, let me know if you play the game, by the way. I love the game. Line right there for the bottom of the nose. Pulling back over here for the wing of the nostril, curve up. Okay? These are the kinds of things you can learn in like the course. If you don't know the basics of drawing features, go check out the Skillshare stuff I have up. That's up now. I think you get a free month if you check out through the link in the description. Curve the other wing of the nostril. Line over here for the, kind of the laugh line right there, kind of where it comes in. Downward here a bit, downward here. And there's going to be a shadow underneath. It's like a top lit, right? The light is coming from above, so the nose is going to cast a shadow downward. Right there, okay? Gonna start with the beard, so I'm gonna pull line for one side of the beard, line over here for the other side. He's got the big old beard in this one. If you want me to draw early version Kratos, let me know, where he had like that younger look. Like totally let me know, I will do that. Line right here, right for you want to throw these flickered lines because it's a you know, mustache beard. Line downward, line over here on this side, and you're kind of taking care, you know, with the lines. You're trying to take care, and yeah, again, I know this is a slow process to watch, but at some point I'll jump in and I'll speed up some of this. But we're gonna pull up over here to the side of the beard here. Line, 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 line over here because it's attaching to the face. Same thing over here. Line, 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 line. Back up. Side of the head over here, right? That's that side of the head. Curve. We're gonna go up and then we're gonna curve to the top of his bald head. Curve, right, that arch over the top. Pulling down. Curve line over here for kind of the forehead area, the temple. Same thing, temple on this side. Down. He looks like a regular dude so far. We're gonna give him that that cool thing he has over his eye in a minute. Right here we're gonna find the ear. So we're gonna see just one ear. Curve down. Right there, right? Like a C shape. Curve over here on this side, downward. Gonna go over here and I'm gonna draw that kind of lightning bolt through his like shape. Line. Line. And then line up over here. Line up. Line up. Okay. Gonna pull down. It's gonna go down into his cheek. Right there. I think this needs to be a little bit darker. There you go. A little bit grittier. Let's go over here and find the rest of the beard. So I'm going to follow that beard shape I made earlier underneath this. Remember, we're doing this by layers. So when I do this, I don't have to think about where things are going to go because I already took care of that part. And that's why it's a good idea that you do that kind of in the same way. We're going to pull down right there. Right here. Like so. Alright. We're going to go over here and find his body. And he has literally a bearskin rug on him. So I'm going to go over here and find that. Because I drew that shape there before. I'm going to draw this. It's furry as well. So I'm drawing these like shapes like that. Like lashy shapes. Kind of like downward over here. For like this rough leather across his chest. Remember he has these things strapped onto his chest. Line over here as well. And then about this point where I actually drew it underneath before, it's going to start turning into fur area. Right on. Gonna go over here and I'm gonna draw on the shoulders, okay? So I'm gonna go over here around the corner and just start drawing on that fuzzy part. He's wearing like a fur over his shoulders as well. Don't forget, share the video if you do like this kind of stuff. If you like Kratos or God of War, let me know. And also by sharing, when you share the video, it helps the channel out a lot. If you like what I'm doing here, I'm trying to teach you guys like really a little bit more complex drawings, and as well as like already gone through many simple ones. So over here, just kind of like drawing these lines, zigzag, zigzag. Like so. Gonna go over here to this side and do the exact same thing. Line over here. Like so. Gonna connect the back over here again, but I already did that in the under the framework. Line over here. Right, that fur. And that fur is gonna kind of even go down, crawl in here a bit. So let's take care of that thing on his chest. It looks almost like, to be honest, it looks like a weight belt to me, like where you lift weights, but I know it's not. Circle over here. A notch right here. So the way I see it is there's a belt portion in the center of it where like it ties. You can kind of change the length of it and stuff. And then there's the outer portion right over here, almost like you're putting a saddle on a horse kind of thing. And there's one across as well over here. So over here, and the other one's kind of hidden by fuzz, but which will, you know, again, his outfit is very, very, very layered, which is good, right? That's like how it's really convincing. And it's layering over some of that fur as well, because he's kind of in a cold environment, I think, in Ragnarok. Pulling a line here as well. All right. Okie dokie. Gonna go over here and find the gauntlet he has on his shoulder. So let's go really fast and draw the shape of the gauntlet. Down right there. And down right here. Down right here. It's like a chamber of different like shapes. That's what's cool about it. Line, 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 line over here. Down. Line over here. And you're going to see his arm down in this area. He has some other stuff over here. And then there's also another chambering of the arm as well on this side. I'm going to do the rest of that in a second. But right here, here, still curve, curve, curve. Looks like an armadillo or something. Over here on this side, you're going to see his arm exposed a little bit. Following my previous line over there, pulling down. Curve across for that belt. Okay, he's got this big old belt on with a bunch of belts over it. And that part I'll just speed up because it's just a bunch of junk. Curve over here for the arm. Curve underneath. Downward. And downward over here. And his hand is over there, but it's going to kind of vignette. The hands are going to be like off this screen. Realistically, he's got this giant belt full of belts here. And for time's sake, I'm going to like fast forward this a little bit and I'm going to describe to you kind of what is happening. All right, check this out. This is the God of War art book. It's for the last game, but really cool book. I just thought we'd take a little break real quick just to flip through it. Amazing stuff. Has a lot of the kind of concept art and a lot of 3D art that it has through the whole thing. But I do recommend it. It's a great book if you're looking to like draw different characters from the game. Really highly recommend it. I'll put the link in the description if I can find it. So most of his armor and things of that sort are literally simple shapes. I had to speed that up because it was just like too slow. But everything is like squares, right? Squares, circles, squares, 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 circles, circles, squares. And it's kind of mostly, that's kind of the main part about it. Having it go onto him in layers is also something that you have to kind of be fully aware of. But yeah, that is Kratos from, I guess we'd give him like an angrier look if we're going to go into any other thing. Right there. Line. Just gonna, again, placing in a couple of darks right here where they belong, like underneath, because remember, it's one light source. That's pretty kind of important. You're kind of placing these darks on certain areas to kind of highlight certain areas. Like, again, you want to ground this through highlights. Anyways, that's it. I give him a cape over here as well. He's got that cape. You can kind of also put in some dark over here on this side. And you kind of do it over here between him and that area as well. I'm going to leave that there just to kind of show the silhouette. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Don't forget to share the video, and I will talk to you in the next video. Talk to you soon.